Hello everybody, it's The Worm, and I'm back with Steins Gate. Last time we went ahead and finished the Lukaku route. And it was, as I thought it could be, a bittersweet ending. Similar with the others that we've had thus far. It's making me wonder that they're probably all going to be bittersweet, aren't they? That's what's the theme seems to be. And so Lukaku and Okabe were able to find some solace from one another, although they went through a lot of despair and grief over the loss of Mayuri. They made a new life together, quite literally, actually, which is something unique in that ending. So yeah, we're back at it. It's actually the same day for me. I had some extra time today, and I really wanted to see what comes next in the main story, so I'm back again for it. I'm expecting that we'll probably... Well, I'm expecting... Lukaku's gonna be a guy again. We'll be back another world line. And... well, I'll probably have to check all the divergence values that I wrote down before. I'm curious if we go back to the same exact one as before, or just one sort of in the same, just one that's very similar to one of the previous ones. And who knows, maybe it'll be something similar to what happened previously, where maybe Mayuri gets another day. Because we're not entirely sure why, but Mayuri, for, butterfly effect, whatever, when we reverted Faris's change, she got an extra day, but she still dies. So let's just go ahead and get going. I'm really curious. And see what goes on here. So we're saying our goodbye with female Lukaku here. Say goodbye, everyone. It was nice knowing you, but this Okabe here is going to be strong enough to make the decision. We are sending... which one is it? Oh yeah, we're just calling the phone wave. Okay, here we go. Good luck to everyone. Lukaku places her finger on top of mine. On top of the send button. Thank you, Okabe-san. Yeah, that was, in the previous episode, hearing Luka so, not suicidal, I would say, but certainly just, she felt so bereft. So, like, why am I still alive? Because it's a pretty harsh thing to know. At least, and certainly from Okabe's perspective, well, from her perspective, it was like Okabe-san killed for her. And so, obviously, Luka being just a kind person in general would, just be greatly affected by that. So, yeah, even if she did sort of want to be with Okabe, it does make a lot of sense that she would, in the end, really want him to go through with this. Farewell, my love. Here we go. 523307. Chapter 8 clear. Chapter 9 endless. What was that? Apoptosis? I don't know that word. Apoptosis. I think that's what that said. Okay, the warmth of Lukako's hand slips away as the vertigo hits me. I'm still at the shrine, but I no longer feel Lukako clinging to my back. I turn around slowly. Lukako is standing a short distance away, as if to see me off. No tears, just a bewildered smile. My heart feels like it's about to burst. I hold it back.
Na, Lukako.
Hey, Lukako?
Hi.
Yes?
お前は
You're... I hesitate for a moment, but I have to know.
男だよな。
You're a guy, right?
はい。そうですけど。
Yes? She's gone. He has returned. Cuter than any girl. Looks good in Miko robes. But he's a guy. I bite my lip.
お前は俺のこと好きか
Oh my goodness. I'm not sure I expected him to just throw this one out there. Do you like me?
いきなり何を。
What? I don't understand.
好きか
Do you like me? Oh my goodness, he's just going for it.
その。尊敬してます。
I respect you. He respects me. I don't deserve his respect. But that's not what matters now. Lukako's answer seemed clear, but wasn't. He didn't answer the question.
男に戻ったら岡部さんへのこの気持ち封印しなくちゃいけないから。
If I change back into a guy, I'll have to hide my feelings for you. Lukako might still like me, even though he's a guy again. However, he'll never speak honestly about those feelings. This is what Lukako decided for himself. It would be wrong to pry any further. To be honest, I'm surprised you pried at all, but alright. Maybe I'm just running away. Maybe I should pry, force him to confront his feelings. But I'm not strong enough to accept the consequences. I'll just end up hurting Lukako.
ありがとうお前にはこれからもずっと俺の弟子でいてほしいそれでいいか
Thanks. You are my disciple now and forever. Agreed?
はい、もちろんです。
Yes, of course I am. I look away, unable to bear his shy smile. The word line had changed. Lukako is a guy again. Which means the IBN 5100 should be here at the shrine. On the previous word line, girl Lukako broke the IBN 5100 while cleaning the storehouse. But guy Lukako didn't clean the storehouse, he never broke the IBN 5100. It's 6:46 p.m. Judging by past experience, it's very likely that I've averted my Yuri's death for today. But just in case, I should get back to the lab within the hour.
ルカコお前は去年この神社の倉庫で古いパソコンを壊した覚えがあるか
Lukako, do you remember breaking an old computer in the shrine storehouse last year?
古いパソコンですか？そんなものうちにはなかった気がしますけど。
An old computer? No, I don't remember anything like that.
僕、パソコンはよくわからなくて、ろくに触ったこともないんです。
I don't really understand computers. I haven't played with them much. When Lukako was a girl, she trembled when I asked her the same question. And then she forced a smile as if to avoid admitting that she broke the computer. But he's not trembling now. Lukako honestly doesn't know.
父上に会わせてくれ
Go get your father for me. I I asked Lukaku to fetch his father for me, so I can ask him whether or not the IBM 5100 was in the storehouse.
古いパソコン？確かにそんな記憶がありますね。
An old computer. Yes, I do remember.
見てきましょう。ちょっと待っていてください。
I'll go check. Please wait a moment. He heads into the storeroom out back, just like on the previous world line. But on the previous world line, the IBM 5100 was no longer in the storehouse, since Gro Lukaku had secretly moved it. How will it turn out this time? Luca's dad returns after about 10 minutes. His expression is grave. That's all the answer I need. Nothing has changed.
見つかりません。なくなっています。
It's gone. I couldn't find it anywhere. I quickly glance at Lukaku's face. Blank. He doesn't seem to know anything. Lukaku is innocent, I'm sure of it.
倉庫の鍵が壊されていました。何者かが持ち去ったかもしれません。
The lock to the storehouse was broken. Someone may have stolen it. Yeah, so if we recall, we know that the actual D-mail that we need to reverse is Moeka's. And that's pretty weird because the only message that she sent was don't buy the new phone, or something around that she sent to herself. Now the thing is, I don't know if there's, I mean, we know she's an agent for CERN, so maybe there's something weird going on where it's the message don't buy a new phone is some sort of secret code that she was able to send to herself in the past, and then she was able to do something with it. I don't know. Because it's hard to imagine why that message would have caused this change. The thing is, after that change, I believe, after the Moeka D-mail, I believe she was no longer a lab mem, so she wasn't brought to the lab after that change. And when we went outside, we eventually found her on the street, and she was kind of hunched over, mumbling to herself about not finding the IBN. So, I don't know, something weird happened. I don't know if something... Yeah, the reason why I said maybe what she sent to herself was a code or something, it was... Maybe she was able to get it but then lost it, but that doesn't seem... I mean, she's an agent and has a team of guys with her. I can't imagine how she'd just lose it if she found it. So yeah, something fishy's going on here. Guess we'll just have to wait and see.
持ち去った？
Stolen it? It didn't disappear? A thief took it.
重いものを引きずったような跡がありました。年末に大掃除をした時にはあんな跡はありませんでしたし、鍵も1ヶ月ほど前にたまたま確認した時は壊されていませんでした。
There's evidence someone dragged something heavy away. That wasn't there at the end of the year cleaning. And the lock wasn't broken when I checked last month. Yeah, it has to be... Oh man, I can't remember the dates for when it was, but it's only a couple weeks ago. 3 weeks max, I think. But around a couple weeks ago. Because I believe that when Moeka sent her D-mail, it was only... I thought it was... What? You know what? I don't have to guess. I have it in my notes. Why don't I just look at that? Let's see. Okay, hang on. I got this. As long as I can actually spell correctly. Where's Moeka? Moeka. Okay, so, let's see. It was in episode 24. Why didn't I write the date on that time? I didn't write the date on that episode. But it says Moeka sent back, she sent her D-mail back 4 days. And then the next episode was the 4th. Yeah, the 4th. So that's going back 10 days plus 4. So about 2 weeks ago, yeah. So the theft of the computer was about 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Seems about right.
まさか泥棒に入られるとは。
I never expected a thief would break in.
じゃあ警察に届けないと。
Then, shouldn't we report it to the police? While they discuss what to do, I sigh and consider the situation.
倉庫にないと意味がないんだ。
This isn't going to work. Well, Okabe, just you have a plan already. Just keep working with it. The IBN 5100 is still out of reach. Okay, yeah. There are 2 D-mails left to cancel. Something tells me that if I can cancel just one more, I can get back the IBN 5100. Okay, yeah. See, you're on the right track. But which one? What do you mean? Okay, never mind. He hasn't gone through the little train of thought I just went on.
岡部さん、なんだかよくわからないですけど、気を落とさないでください。
Okabe-san? I don't really understand, but please don't be sad.
そんなことどうでもいいの精神ですよ。
Just go, it matters not, like you always do. I chuckle. Lukaku's so adorable when he's trying to cheer me up. But he's a guy.
その言葉、使い方が間違っているぞ。
You're using that phrase wrong, you know. I wave goodbye and leave the shrine. Sayonara. Alright, 2 D-mails remain. Excuse me. First, the one I sent to myself with the winning Lotto 6 numbers. That one should be easy to cancel. The problem is the other one, the one sent by someone I wish I could forget. Yeah, this is gonna be... Is it weird to say I'm excited for this one? Just because I'm really curious about what sort of scenario this is gonna be. Because obviously Okabe is gonna be he's going to be in emotional turmoil for most of the time, I'm sure. So, and in the middle of that, he's gonna have to somehow, I don't know, get to know her as well as try to get her to reverse her D-mail. So, I'm just so curious about how this is gonna go. Kiryu Moeka. I did say this, right? The problem is the other one was sent by someone I wish I could forget. Kiryu Moeka. It's been a while. I remember a while back we were, or at least I was thinking, you know, maybe she could be under the influence of some kind of precursor mind control, either technology or technique, because we know from Suzuha that in the future they have that sort of thing. Because she does that chanting thing. What is it she says? Isn't it a letter? I can't recall. But it's I don't remember. But she does this little chanting thing where she when she's under stress or something, she says it in order to get a hold of herself. Yeah, let's find out. I know the gist of her D-mail since she sent it as part of our early experiments. When Moeka asked to send a D-mail, I agreed under 2 conditions. First, make the content simple enough that the D-mail's effects would be obvious. Second, make the contents public to all lab mems. Moeka ended up sending a D-mail to prevent herself from buying a new phone a few days prior. The D-mail was sent to July 31st, an easy date to remember. The question is how it relates to the theft of the IBN 5100. It must be the butterfly effect, as it was with Lukako's D-mail. This time, however, I will not hesitate to do what is necessary. Kiryu Moeka does not deserve my sympathy. That woman and her men have killed Mayuri more times than I can bear to remember. I will show her no mercy. There's just one problem. The cancellation D-mail needs to be sent from Moeka's own phone. I don't think a message from me telling her not to change phones would sway Moeka's intentions in the slightest. I need her phone, but I don't know where to find her. What do I do? Hey guys! What's up? I returned to the lab and set things up so I can time leap at a moment's notice. Fortunately, that isn't necessary.
お腹いっぱい。マユシーは今日はほとんど何も食べてなかったからずっとペコペコだったんだよ。
Alright, we got her another day, huh? I wonder if it's exactly another day, or not. Phew, I'm stuffed. I barely ate today, so I was hungry.
明日もあるの？
Is there more tomorrow?
明日だけじゃなくて明後日もあるの。
Yeah, and the day after, too. Mayuri just got back from Komima 30 minutes ago. She and Karisu, who stayed behind at the lab, have just finished eating cup noodles. It's already past 8, and so far nothing has happened. Mayuri is still alive. Have they still decided to go public with the time leap machine? Because that was part of the reasons why Moeka attacked, right? At least, I'm assuming they're still on that plan. It's not like they have to do it immediately, of course. Okay, Mayuri is still alive. Going by the pattern, her death has probably been postponed until about this time tomorrow. Is this the will of some higher being? God, fate, the world itself? Or is it merely coincidence? Whatever it is, it doesn't matter now.
さてさて、マユシーは明日早いからもう帰るね。
Okie dokie. Mayushi's got an early day tomorrow, so I'm going home. Mayuri takes a big stretch and gets ready to go home. She's been up since 5 this morning. Looks like she plans to wake up early tomorrow, too. That reminds me, I haven't seen Daru at all. He's fighting in the Komima Holy War too, so that doesn't surprise me. Busy checking his spoils, I guess.
ねえねえ、クリスちゃんやオカリンはコミマ行かないの？
Hey guys, why don't you come too?
俺はパスだが助手が行きたいそうだ。
I'll pass, but my assistant looks like she wants to go.
はあ？
What? Krisu jumps up at my answer.
ちょっと岡部、何勝手に捏造してんのよ。
Hey, don't put words in my mouth.
さっきまで興味津々な様子でマユリのコスプレ話を聞いていたではないか。
I saw your eyes sparkling while you listened to Mayuri's cosplay stories.
そうだけど、誰も行くとは言ってない。
Maybe, but nobody said anything about going.
行こうよ、クリスちゃん。
Come on, Chris-chan. I know that Krisu's an at-channeler, but is she an otaku? Not all at-channelers are otaku, but she has often hinted at an interest in cosplay.
お断りよ。人が多すぎて息が詰まりそう。
No way. I'd suffocate in a crowd like that.
今日と比べるとね、2日目はそんなに多くないよ。午後から来れば快適そのものなんだから。人気のある同人誌なんかは売り切れちゃうけどね。
It's not as crowded on day 2. If you're worried, you come in the afternoon. All the popular stuff will be sold out, though.
岡部がついてきなさいよ。
あんた、まゆりの保護者でしょ？
You go, Okabe. You're Mayuri's guardian, aren't you?
違うよ。マユシーはね、オカリンの人質。
No, Mayushi is Okarin's hostage.
ああ、はいはい。そうだったな。
Oh, right, that's what it was.
人質に逃げられちゃまずいでしょ。手錠でもかけて同行すれば？
Well, you don't want your hostage to escape, do you? Shouldn't you take her along in handcuffs or something?
俺にはこの秋葉でやらなければならないことがある。
I've got business in Akiba.
何よ、やらなきゃならないことって。
What do you mean, business? The search for Kiryu Moeka. I already sent her an email. We need to talk. And now I'm awaiting her reply. Something tells me it's not going to work.
無言ってことは、単に行きたくないだけか。
No answer? I guess it was just an excuse.
クリスティーナ、話がある。
Christina, we need to talk.
また？相変わらず唐突ね。
Again? Abrupt as usual.
またとはどういう意味だ？
Huh? What do you mean again?
別に。
Nothing.
何話って何？
What you gonna talk about?
あのね、最近オカリンとクリスちゃん仲良しさんだよね。いつも二人で話し込んでるもん。
Oh my goodness. What has this Worldline's Okabe been up to? You two have been really close lately, you know. You're always talking together.
マユシーも秘密の会議に参加したい気持ちでいっぱいです。
Mayushi really wants to join in your secret meetings and stuff.
タイムリープマシンについての協議をしているだけだ。おそらくマユリが参加してもちんぷんかんぷんだと思うぞ。
Don't worry. We've been talking about the time leap machine. It would just be gibberish to you. Not entirely accurate, but not a lie either.
そしてこれからクリスティーナに話そうとしているのは、いかにしてこいつを小見舞い行かせるかという内容だ。マユリよ、期待して待っていろ。
Besides, the purpose of this particular discussion is to convince Christina to attend Komima. Prepare for good news, Mayuri. Wahaha.
わかった。ありがとね、オカリン。
Oh, great. Thanks, Okarin. Mayuri waits in the lab as I take Kurisu outside. Okay, are you gonna give her the whole spiel again? Talk about everything that's happened? I'd be okay with that, to be honest.
というわけで、クリスティーナ。
So, Christina,
コミマに行くつもりはないから。
I'm not going to Komima.
お前さっき、またと言ったな。ここでこうして1対1での相談を何度もしている。ということで間違いないか？
You said again just now. We've talked like this before? Just the two of us?
ついに記憶に錯乱が見られるようになったか。狂気のマッドサイエンティストさんはアセチルコリンが減少してるんじゃない？
Losing your memory now. Does our little mad scientist have a acetylcholine deficiency? Acetylcholine. Probably not correct pronunciation, but you know. Okay, a neurotransmitter. Acetylcholine levels in the hippocampus increase when learning or remembering. Wow, that's a burn that only a brain scientist could think up.
真面目に答えろ。
I'm being serious.
あんた、なんか変よ。
You're acting weird today. What's going on?
頼む。答えてくれ。
Please, I need to know.
答えるも何も、岡部がさっき言った通りよ。もう 4,5 回くらいこうして外に出て2人でタイムリープマシンをどうするかについて話してる。
I mean, yeah. This is like the 5th time you've brought me outside to talk about the time leap machine.
俺がタイムリープしていることについては。
Have we talked about my time leaping? Uh-oh. That makes me think not. For an instant, Karisu opens her eyes wide in surprise. But then she gives me an angry glare.
知ってるの？
You're time leaping. I nod.
かれこれ10回以上だ。
More than a dozen times already.
そんなに？何勝手な真似してんのよ。
That many? What the hell are you doing? Looks like she doesn't know anything about Lukako or my shifting between world lines. But that's only natural. So far, I've changed world lines a total of 3 times. Let's call the first world line where Mayuri died Alpha 1. The world line where Faris and I fought viral attackers is Alpha 2. Alpha 2. The world line where I dated girl Lukako is Alpha 3. And now I'm on Alpha 4. From my perspective, Alpha 1, Alpha 2, and Alpha 3 were undone by my D-nails. But for Karisu and everyone else on Alpha 4, those world lines were nothing but separate, intangible possibilities to begin with. I guess I have to explain everything again. I sigh heavily, then begin.
おおむね把握した。
4 hours later... I think I get it. After I'm done, Karisu sighs and lightly pats my arm.
あんまり無茶しないで。
Don't wear yourself out.
上司に励まされるとは屈辱だな。
It's a disgrace to be comforted by my assistant.
なんで屈辱なのよ。せっかく優しくしてやったのに。ほんと、いちいち偉そうだな、あんた。
Why are you always like that? I'm even trying to be nice. You're really full of yourself, you know.
同情などいらない。すべては俺の軽率な行動が起こしたことだ。自業自得なんだ。
I don't need your sympathy. Everything that happened is my fault. I'm just getting what I deserve.
って上司にこの話をするのはかれこれ4回目か5回目くらいだが、毎回こうやって自虐的になるな。
Come to think of it, every time I explain this to you, I always end up hating myself in the end.
岡部、
俺の心配よりマユリの心配をしてくれ。
Don't worry about me. Worry about Mayuri.
おそらくマユリは明日死ぬ。どんな死に方かはわからない。
Mayuri will probably die tomorrow. I don't know how it will happen. If Mayuri stays away from the lab, she can probably avoid running into Moeka and her men. But it doesn't matter. The world still desires her death all the same. All Alpha world lines converge on her death. Escaping the attractor field is the only way to save her.
お前には悪いと思うが、明日マユリの死を見届けてほしい。
Sorry about this, but I want you to be there when she dies tomorrow night.
だからコミマに行けって言ったのか。
That's why you want me to go to Komima?
死は回避できない。抵抗は無駄だ。お前は見届けて俺に連絡するだけでいい。
There's nothing we can do to prevent her death. Just stay close and tell me when it happens.
お前からの連絡が来たらタイムリープする。
Once I know, I'll make the time leap.
マユリが死ぬのが分かっていながら何もできないなんて。
I can't believe there's nothing we can do.
全然実感が湧かないけど事実なんでしょうね。あんたの目を見ればわかる。
It just doesn't feel real. But it's the truth, isn't it? I can see it in your eyes.
大丈夫？
Are you okay?
大丈夫じゃない。マユリを助けるためにはまだ。
No. I still haven't saved my...
マユリのこともそうだけど。
Also, I have a question. Mayuri waits in the lab as I take Karisu outside. Let us recall that right above us here, Famously, this lab, you can hear everything people are saying right outside if the windows are open. So, I just had a thought. Mayuri could potentially be hearing all this. I know, that's not what I meant. Krisu interrupts me.
私が聞いたのはあんたのこと。
Are you okay?
俺がどうしたって。
I don't follow.
あんまり気負いすぎないで。
You're carrying an awful burden. It's rare for her to look so concerned for me.
言っただろ。俺の心配よりマユリの心配をしろと。
I told you not to worry about me. It's Mayuri you need to worry about.
俺は明日桐生萌香を探す。
Tomorrow, I'm going to look for Kiryu Moeka. If Mayuri doesn't die tomorrow, I can postpone the time leap. If Mayuri does die tomorrow, I'll return to the past no matter what.
できればマユリに痛い思いをさせたくないがな。
I wish there were some way that Mayuri wouldn't have to suffer.
だったら今からタイムリープしちゃえばいい。
Then, why don't you time leap now?
この世界線においていつがデッドラインなのか、それを見極めておかないと計画をうまく立てられないだろう。
I can't plan effectively without knowing the deadline.
こんなこと言うとなんだけど、私はマユリが死ぬところなんて見たくない。
I don't want to see Mayuri die either, you know?
気持ちはわかるが頼めるのはお前しかいない。
I know how you feel, but you're the only one I can ask.
ずいぶん信用されてるので。
Where did all this trust come from?
何しろお前は俺の助手だからな。
You're my assistant, after all. Krisu forces a laugh at my feeble attempt at a joke.
偉そうに。
You're so full of yourself. We have our plan. Krisu will go to her first Komima. Mayuri will be so delighted when I tell her the news. Okay. We've received mail, my goodness. Alright, first we got one from Mayuri. I'm off. Morning, Ocarina. I'm heading off now. And we got a couple from our assistant. Headed out, joining up with Mayuri. We're headed out of Ariake. Kinda excited, lol. So many people. I had no idea it would be this crowded. Save me, oars. I remember. This is supposed to be the head. This is meant to be the torso and arms. And these are the legs. See, I can remember things. Yeah. I haven't seen Mayuri all day. I wish I could be by her side, of course, but that's not an option. Moeka hasn't replied, which means I have to find her myself. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about her. My only clue is arc rewrite. Rewrite. Not rewrite, excuse me. My only clue is arc rewrite, the company Moeka supposedly works at. I find it after a quick search online. Sure enough, their business is producing articles for PC magazines. Luckily, their office is in Akiba. I try calling first, but it goes to voicemail. I guess they're still closed for the Obon holiday. Or maybe it's just a bad time? Looks like I've got no choice but to visit them in person. It's the second day of Komima, and Akiba is deserted. Most of the otaku are lined up a big site right now. I've experienced the craze of Komima several times firsthand. It's literal war. Literally, figuratively war. Ugh. It scares me whenever Mayuri goes alone. I can't help but imagine her trampled by a horde of crazed otaku. But in reality, Mayuri's surprisingly quick and tough. I've certainly seen her weave through crowds like you wouldn't believe. Risu's the one more likely to get trampled. I can't help but feel sorry for her. maybe it was wrong to ask her to go. I find the ARC rewrite office in a fancy-looking building on the outskirts of Akiba. I take the elevator up, but there's nobody there. I lean against the wall and wait. After about 30 minutes, a man dressed in a shirt and tie appears. I explain that I'm a relative of Kiryu Moeka and ask for her contact info. But he gives an unexpected answer.
そんな名前のバイトはうちにはいないな。
Yeah, I was thinking either she didn't work there, or I was thinking that it was a front. That it wasn't actually a real company. So yeah, it looks like it's the first option. That she was just saying that she worked here. We don't have an employee by that name.
いない?
You don't? Damn, I've been tricked. I should have known better. Moika is working for CERN. Of course her place of employment is fake. Is this the end of the line? Just as I'm about to turn around and leave, the man pounds his hand as if he remembered something.
いや待った。確か2日だけ来て音信不通になったバイトの女がいたな。そいつが桐生って名前だったような。
Oh, maybe not. Maybe she did work here. Wait a second. There was a girl who worked here just 2 days before disappearing. I think her name might have been Kiryu?
まだ履歴書残ってたかな。
We might still have a resume. I frantically bow my head and ask him to look for it. He's reluctant, but acquiesces. Yeah, I know. At least in some of the workplaces I've known, it would kind of be it would be a bit of a no-no to just if there's just a stranger who walks up and asks, "Hey, does this person work here? Where are they? Give me their contact information." You would not want to do that. You would not want to give that person that information. Because you never know. You just never know what the situation might be. Now, of course, if you have an employee and the employee says, "Hey, I'm expecting a person to be looking for me," or something like that, then that's a different. Or if they're, I'm expecting a call from a person, that's another thing. But if a person just randomly shows up and say, "Hey, is so and so working here?" and if they're not here, give me their information, you wouldn't want to do that. And I would think for somewhat obvious reasons. As we can see here, the address listed on the resume leads me to a beat-up old apartment. Not the sort of place you'd expect a single young woman to live. I feel a strange unease as I approach the apartment. I don't think it's strange, man. I think it's probably a perfectly adequate amount of unease to approach the apartment of a person who's, killed perhaps the person closest to you many times over. Yeah, I think there's an appropriate amount of unease there. For some reason, there's a police car parked in front of the complex. Wow. A uniformed officer is standing out front. What's all this then? And one room on the second floor, room 202, Moeka's, has a blue sheet covering the door. What? Don't tell me something happened to her. What's going on here? I walk up to the police officer.
すいません。あそこの部屋の人は引っ越したんですか?
Excuse me. Did the person who lives there move?
あ? 違うよ。
Huh? No.
じゃあ
Then,
君、関係者?
are you related?
知り合いです。
I knew her.
何も聞いてないの?
You haven't heard. The police officer looks uncomfortable. Wow. The bad feeling in my gut is getting worse.
何が起きたんですか?
What happened?
自殺だよ。
Suicide. What? Suicide? But why?
それはいつ
When?
昨日だ。
Yesterday.
そんな
No way. Wow, yesterday? Huh. Well, we know for whatever reason Mayuri got an extra day. And part of the reason she got that extra day is because Moeka didn't attack. And so obviously, since the most likely way that Mayuri dies is gone, Mayuri dies in other ways. In the most the most abrupt and most overt way is it's just through random heart attack. But without Moeka, huh? I mean, I'm trying to think here. I don't believe she committed that. Well, again, as I said at the beginning here, we're thinking that Moeka, or at least one possibility is that Moeka's under the influence of some kind of, who knows, mental conditioning, hypnosis, mind control, what have you, whichever. And we've seen her sort of freak out before, so there's some mental instability there, for sure. So I can actually imagine she could commit suicide if something went wrong with her, or something caused her to freak out. The other thing I'm thinking is if it could be that if she were freaking out or something was going wrong with her, she might have just been killed by CERN in order to keep her quiet. You know, it's that sort of, we know it's the big bad evil organization. We know they make jelly men. We know they're not, we know what they do to Mayuri and our cast of characters here. So clearly they wouldn't be above just getting rid of, a traitor and or someone who was not fulfilling their mission. So those are my two ideas right now. Either it was actually suicide, or she was killed for some reason by CERN, or her... we know that she's not technically a part of CERN. She's part of the Rounders, which work for CERN. So either CERN may have killed her and or the Rounders may have killed her, depending on exactly what the, who was technically in charge of what. So yeah, one of those two things. But why? Why exactly? Did she actually get the IBN? Huh. But then did she lose it? Was it taken from her? Or did, after she got it, did she just outlive her usefulness and then was just killed as a loose end? This could go in a lot of directions. No way.
ご遺体は近くの千代田第三病院に運ばれてるはずだから。身寄りが誰もいないみたいでね。困ってたんだ。会いに行ってやってくれないかな。
They took her to Chiyoda Third Central Hospital. Doesn't look like she had any relatives. We don't know who to notify. Will you go see the body? I bow my thanks and leave. She's dead? Moeka's dead. What's going on? It doesn't make sense. Suicide? Moeka, who killed Mayuri in cold blood, committed suicide? Or is this part of the conspiracy? Oh, okay, yep, there's another option. Well... Okay. Here's another option that's probably too crazy. False body. It's not real. Or it's a person that looks like her. And it's just part of the... Maybe that's too extreme. But there's another potentiality there. But I think that's stretching it a bit. Body double. Or is this part of the conspiracy? Could her own men have killed her, then made it look like a suicide? Yeah, that's one of the possibilities. Today is the 16th. On World Line Alpha 1, Moeka raided the lab on the 13th. 3 days have passed since then. Each time I change world lines, Mayuri's death gets pushed back a day, so does Mayuri's... not Mayuri's. Each time I change world lines, Mayuri's death gets pushed back one day, so does Moeka's raid. The M names are tripping me up. It hasn't happened yet on this world line. So why did she die? I don't get it. This is the first time this has happened. How should I deal with this? What should I do? I squat on the ground and cradle my head in confusion. Maybe you should see the body. I don't know. If Moeka is dead, maybe Mayuri doesn't have to die. Oh, that's too simple, too easy. We absolutely know that's not the case. No, I don't think Convergence is that kind. We know Convergence is not that kind. We know Convergence is actually now. We know it's Mr. Braun's daughter. We saw her do it. We saw her push Mayuri. She's the mastermind behind all of this. The will of the world desires Mayuri's death. Whenever I try to stop it, something interferes. True, I'm the one who meddled with the timeline, but haven't I paid the price already? How did all this happen? A few weeks ago, I was just a college student with a severe case of chunibyo. Save for Mayuri's grandmother, I have never experienced a death of anyone close to me. Death had no place in my life. But how many times have I faced death in these past 3 days? More when you count the loops I've made. My heart can't take it anymore. I don't know how much longer I can go on. You can do it. There's only one more. Just one more D-mail to cancel. If I can just get my hands on Moeka's phone.
タイムリープだ。
Time leap. Moeka died yesterday around noon. I can go back to before that happened. The reason she died isn't important. Whether Mayuri's murderer kills herself is of no concern to me. I just need to cancel that D-mail no matter what it takes. Just wait, I'm sure by the end of this Moeka route, they're gonna make us sympathize for her. They're gonna do it. I'm sure of it. Okay. I just need to cancel that D-mail no matter what it takes. I think I forgot to read that. Okay, I think we'll call it there. We have our setup. We've had a murder. We're dealing with we're in a murder mystery now. I actually like murder mystery. A surprising amount of the... Is it surprising? A good amount of the VNs I've read actually deal with murder mystery. So, you know, I'm kind of glad to be getting back to that. Are we going to have a whole whodunit? Don't forget the why done it. That's the most important part. We got to find that out too. All right. What was I going to say? I was going to say something else at the end here. Ah, shucks. Ah, dang it. I'm going to remember half an hour after I finish recording this, and then I'm going to be upset. What was it? What was it about? Dang it. That is annoying. Ah. Okay, we'll call it here. It was something about the previous episode, I think. Or episodes, maybe. Nope. Not gonna happen. Okay, we'll pick this up next time. Is it weird? Again, I'm gonna reiterate this. Is it weird to say I'm kind of excited? It was curiosity, but now it's sort of morphing into excitement about this whole thing. Now that I know there's a murder mystery involved, because I don't know which. Okay, which ending would I say is my favorite thus far? It'd probably be between Lukako's and Suzuha's at the moment. So, one of the two. Feyris would rank behind them. I don't know. I'm just sort of I'm tickled by the idea that out of nowhere Kiryu Moeka may end up being an arc I really enjoy. That just makes me chuckle. Okay, I've been the Worm. This has been Steins Gate. I hope you're doing all right, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.